Hey everybody, it's Allie Edwards, and I figured that doing little moments this week would be a good opportunity to share with you how I do or crop edit my photos when I am printing them or going to print them in a smaller size. So in this case, the little squares on the pattern paper that I'm using are 1.75 by 1.5. And so according to the prompt or according to the challenge that I am putting forth to you is to go around your house and capture some little vignettes, right? Little moments that are happening in your house. For me, it kind of ended up being things that are hanging around, both in my office and literally hanging, I mean like hanging on the wall, things that are in my office, things that are in the kitchen, like little areas in the house that I maybe pay attention to or maybe pass by without thinking, but are little spots that I love, right? I think that for me, they're more spots that I've noticed and maybe I've never just captured them or written about them or combined them in a place altogether. So that's what I did. This pattern paper has 12 spots. So let's see, how many pictures do I have? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have more than 12. So I can pick and choose a couple from downstairs, a couple here from my office, a little bit of Christmas just because that's what's coming next, but also color. So what I'm actually going to do here, I'm working in Photos. This is an Apple program called Photos, previously iPhoto. And I'm going to actually take all of these ones and I am going to create a new folder on my desktop for little moments. And then I'm going to drag and drop those photos into there. So we'll just take all of them over there. So that's 17. And then I'm going to open those in Photoshop. Photoshop is the program that I use. Let's get off some of these other ones. Here we go. We've got a little Christmas happening here. You guys can see the things that are on that one we'll just save. Okay, so I'm going to open up, excuse me, all of those. I'm just going to click and drag and then open them all in Photoshop. And I'm going to do two things. One is I'm going to also create a new canvas. It's going to be 8.5 by 11, and that will be my space where I'm going to print all of these print the photos on one page in this smaller size. So let's see if I've got 8.5 by 11. There's one right there. I want it to be 300 dots per inch, transparent background. It can be white because I'm just going to be dragging and dropping on there. Might be a little bit easier to see. So here is the page that I'm going to put these on once I cropped them. Whoops, So let's go in and I'm going to grab the crop tool and I'm going to set my crop to my custom size, which is 1.75 inches by 1.5 inches. And that's going to make every single time that I crop my photo, it's going to already be in that size, in the correct size. So let's make a couple adjustments and then we can adjust the color a little bit too. That is my crop. Then I'm going to zoom in so I can see it a bit better. And then let's do, I think this time maybe just brightness and contrast will be great for this. Brightness and then contrast. Okay, and then I like to float the windows in Photoshop, which means you can just pull them out and then I can drag with the move tool and drop it on here. So these are going to be small little photos. Remember, these are ones that are going directly onto my pattern paper that is included in the Little Moments kit. And then I don't save these after I do them. Let's see, just go in here. This one was I wanted that area there. I think that's what I want. Let's see. Maybe even a little of a closer crop. Let's come in a little bit. Like that. That one I don't know if I care about changing the color. I'm going to leave that for right now. I already did that one. That one had an extra of that. Let's wait on that one. That one I might not care about. Let's wait on that one. This one this is my little area in my front of my house there, and I just love the little textures from this time of year. So I'm adjusting brightness and contrast again. Doesn't have to be perfect. Let's find my other page there, and remember that I want 12 of these. So this one, when you're on your bigger canvas here, you can also, you're going to have different layers for each one of these, but let's say I wanted to lighten this one up a little bit. This is the dodge tool, and it can be great just lightening things up a little bit if you want to bring in a little more light. And then again, I'm not saving these. Okay, this is in the hallway upstairs, one of my little favorite spots to walk through. You can also do just this guy here, which is curves. Let's see again, it's pretty small. And then we can do the dodge tool on there if we want to just brighten it up a little bit. Okay, and we'll come back here. And then I'll just keep going. This is, and I'll stay on here and I'm just going to play a little bit of music while I'm doing this. All right, so once I have them all arranged on there, that gives me 12. I'm going to go ahead and print that out, and then I will meet you guys back over at my table. All right, here we are over at my table, and I have some of the products from the kit laid out. I also have my printed collage of photos there, those little mini pictures that I was just showing you how I put those together in Photoshop. Going ahead and trimming those out individually with my Fisker's trimmer there. Now, if for some reason you don't have the kit, but you love this idea and you want to play around with this, you could also print and crop and print your photos at 2x2 and add them into a 2x2 page protector, a 6x8 sized page protector that has 2x2 pockets. This would be another simple way that you could do the same sort of documentation. As I was putting together the blog post for today, one of the things I also mentioned is that as you are going around your house and taking pictures of little moments or little things, you can think in terms of categories. Maybe you do a little treasure hunt around your house for a certain color, or maybe you are looking for things from your childhood, maybe that you still have in your house now as an adult. Maybe you want to take photos of things that have text on them. We have a lot of text text in our house in the terms of, wall hangings and some prints and things like that. I like living with words. Not only do I like working with words, I like living with words. So that was part of what I was looking for when I was going around my house. I was also looking for patterns and textures and where those things meet. You're also going to see that in one of my projects later on this week, where I'm taking a little moment and making it into a big one. But loved this little collection of pictures. Like it's a really fun way to view some of the things that are in my home and some of the things that I enjoy and that are special to me, right? Little things around the house that maybe wouldn't mean anything to anyone else, but to me, I'm thankful that they are a part of my everyday. And that's really what I'm looking to document here in this particular project. What I'm doing now is I am adhering down those photos with some foam adhesive. This is my favorite foam adhesive I like to use. It's from Scrapbook Adhesives, I think is the name of it. I get it on Amazon. I also do have an Amazon shop or an Amazon storefront set up with my basic supplies that I use. So if you're looking for a gift for someone, as we move into the holidays, if you're watching this in real time, that might be a place where you could go over and check out what are the things that I have listed in there. What are my go-to scrapbooking and memory keeping products that we don't offer in my own shop there. So pulling off the adhesive, adding those on. I knew with this one that I wanted to do something simple. I didn't necessarily want to do journaling that documented what was on each one of those pictures. I wanted more of a generalized commentary or generalized statement just on kind of the process of capturing these little things. Now, that said, if you can easily use this as the jumping off point to use words to describe each of these different 12 moments, right? You could also use this pattern paper to document one moment from each month of the year. As we move closer to the end of the year, this would be a really fun way to do that. Maybe you want to look back in your photo archives and just find one photo per month that is a little moments type of photo. That would actually be really cool too, because you'd be able to see things probably through the lens of the seasons based on where you live. So what I decided to do for my story is I just grabbed the Moments Matter card and I'm adding a little bit of journaling on there. It's essentially reflecting on the process of walking around the house and taking pictures of things. I knew that I wanted to use the sentiment card, the quote card that's going to be on the front of this. So that's why I decided to make a little flip out, which is what you're going to see me construct here in a minute, so that the journaling is actually going to be underneath of the other 3x4 card there. Another simple option for you would be to not make a flip out and just add your journal card directly onto the vellum. I'm going to use that. I'm going to place my journal card in the center of my vellum once I create this flip out. Another option for doing this is maybe you're working in the 9x12 or in the 12x12 size. You could make each of your little moments photos be 3x4 and then use one of the cards or a couple of the cards from the kit to document. What I decided to do was go into my stash and look at some of the sentiment cards. This is how I organize my cards. So I have cards that have room for journaling in one area, and then I have sectioned off cards that just have sentiments on them. So I picked another sentiment card that could be adhered to the back of the Life is Made of So Many Tiny Moments Just Like These, because that's what I wanted. I wanted two sentiment cards, one for the front and one for the inside. It's another spot where you could add another photo if you wanted to. You could add a photo of yourself. You could add a photo of another little moment. There's lots of different things that you could add there if you didn't want to add another sentiment card. Or maybe you have longer journaling. Maybe on the inside of these two cards, maybe you want to make something that's a 4x6 sized card that you could fold in half, and that could be on the inside of the fold out there too. That would be another option. So it's really going to depend on how long of a story do you want to write, what are the words that you want to add to this project. project. What I'm doing now is I just took a piece of cardstock and I cut it. It's about 1 inch by 4 inches, and I'm using it to construct the flip open portion of my card. So after I cut it, again, 1 inch by 4 inches, I folded it in half and I used a bone folder to get a really nice crease on there. And then I'm using red line tape to adhere the different pieces together. So this is going to be the inside of the card. So I have that Home Sweet Home. That was from a past story kit there. I didn't put them right next to each other. There's a little bit of space in between the seam. And then I'm adding some more red line tape here to the outside, which will hold then the other Little Moments sentiment card. This will be on the outside of the project itself there. I'm going to add a little bit of rolling adhesive along with the red line tape that I added on there. I could have done just all red line tape, but sometimes just is enough. It's enough to do the other part. So there's that on there. Super cute little flip open. That will be great. This lives outside of a page protector in my Story Play album for this year. I've got one of the details chipboard along the top. And then I decided to add on, I wanted to bring in some of the yellow that is on that second page. So this is from some Doodlebug washi tape that I purchased a while ago now. It is available on Amazon. I love adding it to my projects. I've added it to a number of different projects, and it's fun to have it in a variety of different colors there too. So just trimming off the extra on that, and then I will be adhering that to the center of that vellum page. So this will live in one of my 6x8 albums, and most likely what I will do is I will create another page that has a 3x4 on the middle of it on the back side. So that will be able to just be another page in my album. Centering the placement there, and then I'm also going to take that little details chipboard piece and I'm going to add it onto the top. I am going to run it through my sewing machine because I love the look of the stitching. So I'm going to adhere it first and then take it over, and I've got some yellow thread on my machine right now. And so I'm going to do a little bit of a zigzag stitch on there, a nice messy zigzag stitch. And I really love how this one turned out. I hope you take on this challenge. And let me know if you guys have any questions on how this one came together in the comments below.